Hi there, I'm Nicole King. I'm the broker owner of 41 Realty Group in Billings, Montana, and this is Ian Ullman with Guaranteed Rate, and we are talking again, as in previous videos, about pre-qualification and pre-approval on the lending side. But in this video, we're going to talk about how important those are, both from your perspective and then also from mine as far as a real estate agent goes. So Ian, you go through pre-qualification, pre-approval with buyers when they get to you. Why is that so important? Both perspectives, why is that so important? How long does it take? That kind of stuff.
Definitely, yeah. So pre-qualification, I'll start with pre-qualification. The pre-qualification, which is again we're not credit underwritten, we're not document verifying fully yet.
So just believing what the buyer tells you.
More or less, they fill out an online application and we run with that information plus a credit report.
Okay.
That's important because at least establishes a baseline.
Okay. Lets
us know, okay, based on the numbers we're hearing, how are we sitting on monthly numbers, debt to income, credit scoring, those kinds of things.
Okay.
To know, is the conversation a possibility at this moment?
Sure.
If there's a price range the borrower's looking at, for example.
Okay.
If time restricts and that's all we can get put together, I know we've had times where it's kind of a 7 o'clock at night, hey, we need to have offers in by 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Can these people call you and get things done? Which I do. It's part of the fun of what I provide is that I don't know what a clock is.
Yes.
So sometimes you don't have the time to do a full pre-approval, underwritten, all those things.
Okay.
That's where pre-qualification comes in. Now, if we do have a couple day lead time, or if you're just starting the process as a buyer, then we look at that pre-approval.
Right.
That I think is a big mover in today's market, especially because even with pricing and interest rates and all the things going on, it's still a very competitive market.
Very.
And so to have an offer coming to the table that says this borrower, again, for the pre-approval is fully underwritten, their income, their assets, all verified. So it's pretty much saying from the lending side, this borrower's clean, we're just waiting on a property.
Right.
To get an appraisal and do those things to get us final approved.
Okay.
So that's hugely important for our side as far as bringing value and putting our borrowers in the best position possible for when they write that offer.
Right. Okay. So from a real estate agent's perspective, if I'm getting that letter from you, I'm paying attention to the wording of it, paying attention to when it expires, whether it's pre-approval or pre-qual, and then I like to have that letter before I ever go show a property. Right. Now, sometimes with the speed of the market, that's not always possible. Sometimes somebody sees something come online, they call me, they say, we want to go look at it, we run over, we look at it, and offers are due the next morning. So I have to give you a call and we have to run through not the underwriting part, but the initial part. For buyers though, and hopefully you guys are all talking to agents that are like this. For buyers, agents should not be taking you over to houses without having sat down with a lender first. There's a few reasons for that. One is we want to know that we're not wasting anyone's time, right? So we don't want, especially in occupied houses, we don't want the sellers to have to remove pets and children and all that kind of stuff and leave for you to go see that house if there's no way you can buy it yet, if nobody knows. And then we also don't want you to fall in love with a house and then find out that you can't buy it either at all or yet. So lots of issues come up when you first, like if you just believed what the buyer said, and then you do a little bit more verification and you find out, oh, that's not the case, or there's a surprise on their credit report. Right. That's come up lots of times where they didn't know something got reported or is still on their report or something like that. Incorrect reporting is a big deal. So we want them to go through that. And then if I'm representing the seller and I receive an offer and that offer doesn't have a letter from a lender attached to it, or the letter isn't the full underwriting, then I don't know for sure how qualified that buyer is. Right. So especially in multiple offer situations, which the market is slower than it was before, but it's not gone. The last 2 offers that I put in, both were multiple offer situations. So it's still out there. If the seller and I are sitting down and looking at 2 different buyers, and one is fully underwritten and the other either hasn't provided a letter or isn't fully underwritten, hands down we're going with the offer that has the underwritten buyer. Yeah. So lots of advantage from the lending perspective, from the buying and selling perspective, and from the real estate agent's perspective of get the letter, hopefully give your lender at least a couple of days. I mean, if they take a few weeks to get documents to you for
Right.
you to do your job, it'll take longer.
Right.
But once they get all the documents to you, it's a fast process, right?
Right. Yeah, I had a borrower that we're working with who sent me their documents late Friday.
Okay.
And so I got everything kind of put together, submitted to my processor yesterday morning.
Okay.
And as of this morning, that file is in underwriting's hands.
So that's like a 3-day turnaround. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, 24 to 48 hours once we have all the docs in hand is pretty typical, depending on what time of day technically. But
Okay. All right. So you guys, if you're thinking of buying or you're thinking of selling, just really remember, get with a lender as soon as possible. And then if you're on the listing side, make sure you're seeing those letters and verifying that those buyers are truly capable of purchasing. So we will see you guys in the next video.